Hi, my name's Gemma. This is currently my fourth visit with booking surgery, but my third plastic surgery procedure. 15 years ago, I had a bariatric bypass back in the UK. I lost in excess of 10 stones. I had a lot of excess skin and due to the length of time I waited to do my plastics, as it just wasn't financially possible for me to do it privately in the UK. After a lot of research, I came to and found booking surgery and the amazing surgeon, Dr. Nebil. My first procedure was September 2023. I had an FDL 360 tummy tuck, and that was the only procedure in which Dr. Nebil removed 10 kg of excess skin from my abdomen. It was like an overhang. I recovered really well and I returned 6 months after that, April 2024, and on that occasion I had what they call a bra line lift to remove the excess loose skin on your back. I had an arm lift surgery to reduce the excess skin, or in the UK as we call it, bingo wings, and I had a breast reduction and uplift. I did actually on the last surgery want breast implants and an uplift, but during the surgery, because the uplift was so much, my nipple lost circulation during surgery. So Dr. Nebil put my health first and he removed the implants and he used the breast tissue available to give me a reduction and an uplift. He then also, after surgery, offered me the option to put implants in at a later date, but I'm actually happy with what I now have and I'm content with that. Before we did my arm lift surgery last April, Dr. Nebil did say that my excess skin on my arms was so severe that it may need to be done in 2 stages, therefore a revision may be needed. So I was fully aware that my arms may need to be done in 2 surgeries. I recovered amazingly well from the second surgery also. After surgery, after the swelling and the healing, obviously there was a little bit of excess skin still there. And Dr. Nebil, by my coordinator, Mike Smith, who's been amazing, did agree that, yep, a revision there would be no issues with. I was advised I could have it from 6 months following my last surgery. However, I made the decision to wait 12 months. So I'm back here April 2025. I also added on the addition of a thigh lift with liposuction. And I've been here, I go home this evening. So I've been here just a day short of a week, I think it is. I'm at Yassam Hospital, an absolutely beautiful hospital, lots of staff. You get your own private room, which is more like a hotel style room. I came, the first surgery in 2023, my partner came with me as a companion. However, this current surgery, my last surgery, I've attended alone. And I felt I was able to do that because there's always a translator available. Lots of the staff do speak English, some better English than others, but you're in a different country, so that's to be expected. There's no issues. There's lots of other people. We've had patients from the UK. I believe there was a patient from Germany while I was here, and also Malta. So there's always someone to talk to. There's also a really nice communal area with a sofa, a TV, tea, coffee, and fruit juice options for you to make, so you can socialise, so you don't feel like you're isolated or you're alone. But again, if you do want to spend time alone, you have your own private room with your own private bathroom. The food, you're given 3 meals a day, and also the options of protein shakes and fruit is brought to you. Obviously the food is Turkish. However, yesterday, for example, we had a spaghetti bolognese. I am a fan of Turkish food, so I've not had many issues with food. There's been 1 or 2 days where I thought, that's not really for me, and it's not been an issue. The lovely translator Bill went and got me a cheese toastie, which was really kind. And other days, he's ordered me an Uber Eats, so I've had a cheeky Domino's pizza, and I've also had a Turkish kebab sourced locally, so that was really nice. And the food is really cheap if you do want to order in food. The translator will do it. With the money, you can pay for your surgery in sterling cash or euros. However, to buy anything locally in the surrounding areas, Turkish lira is needed, or your card. You can use contactless, Apple Pay, or your actual bank card. The hospital is really clean. We get the cleaners all round the clock asking, would you like your room cleaned? On day 2 of my surgery, obviously I had little bits of leakage from my wounds. I think my bed sheets were changed 6 times, to the point I was like, no, it's fine, it's going to happen, please don't worry. Your compression garment, you're also provided with a compression garment for the surgery that you're having, and there is also the option to buy additional garments, but you're not obligated to. That's totally your choice, or you can buy your own garments. But the garments they provide you with are the ones that you do need to wear. The surgeons come and check you every day, sometimes twice a day. Some surgeries require you to have drains. Again, they are checked every day. They're emptied by the nurses. Yassam Hospital is absolutely amazing. At the back of the hospital, there is a beach area. I felt up for a walk yesterday, and for this surgery I didn't have any drains, so I was able to leave the hospital to go for a walk, and I went with another patient, and we had a really nice time, and we were down there about 30 or 40 minutes because we didn't want to overdo it. It's really nice. Opposite Yassam Hospital, there's lots of pubs, bars, restaurants. It's not a lively area though, it is more of a residential area. And I think it's a few minutes in a taxi or a 10-15 minute walk. There is a shopping mall. I haven't actually ventured down there as I didn't really fancy it. But there's also the option of that if you have a companion with you who may want to get out. Also in the hospital, on the ground floor, there's a cafeteria, bistro area, and it also has an outside patio. Again, it is only advised that you venture down there if you don't have drains from your surgery, but after a few days, they are usually removed. But again, you can also order food up, but they do like soft drinks, confectionery, ice creams, all that sort of thing. And again, your companion can go down there. There's also a pharmacy outside the hospital. It's kind of almost part of the hospital building on the ground floor. So you can go and stock up on all your, your Turkish pharmacy items, which I've just done. But again, everyone's really friendly. It's a full hospital stay. When you're discharged, you're given all your medication that you will need back home. You're given things like antibiotics, wound care, items that you may need. You're given contact details, and you also still have your coordinator to contact if any issues should arise. You're also given something called a patient file, which will have all medical details of what you've had done, if any issues happen during surgery, all your blood test results, all your radiology results. So it is advisable you give your GP in the UK a copy of that, so then they can add that on your file. And again, that is all translated into English, which is amazing. After my first surgery, I overdid things during my recovery, and I had a small little opening on my hip. So I went to my local A&E in England. They were really helpful. I know some people have said sometimes their local A&Es are not always the best or most helpful. However, the NHS do have a duty of care to help us should the need arise. However, I was quite lucky because I was panicking that I may have an infection. They swabbed it, they said there was no infection. They then got the plastic surgeons from that hospital to have a look at me and check me over. And they were really, really impressed. They said that I was the first patient they'd seen from Turkey with a patient file, and they were really impressed with my scars and said that, I'd found a really good surgeon. They even asked for his details and the company that I used. Again, with any surgery, please always do your research on your surgeon, check their credentials, check, the company that you're using, and also please also obtain medical insurance. And it's in the UK, it's only Medical Shield that will provide medical insurance. Sometimes you may need to pay for little extras. Some patients may need additional blood transfusions. However, if you have the Medical Travel Shield insurance, they will reimburse you for that cost, or should you need to stay an extra day or so for medical reasons, again, that will be covered for you. So please do your research. I think I'm finished with surgery now. My daughter did have a gastric bypass with Dr. Ali Tardo at Optimed last January. And she looks phenomenal now. Her BMI is now healthy at 26. She was only 18 when she had the gastric sleeve as well, so she was very young. She's now returning in June for a FDL 360 and an arm lift also. So the fact that I've put my trust into booking surgery 3 times for myself, once for my daughter, and now again for my daughter for plastics. So they will be seeing me again. I have paid for all my surgeries. I've not been paid to do this video. I've just been asked to give my honest opinion and my views. With all my stays, you know, there's been a couple of times where maybe, you know, I've had a small little issue. Again, that is normal and that's a good thing. However, everything has always been resolved. So your coordinators are here on site. There's always a translator available. I think what's really nice is every morning and evening, your translator will bring around the whole nursing team when they change shift to introduce them, so that you know who's going to be kind of on duty for whether it be the daytime or the evening. And they just say, and they just check, is there anything you need? Your vitals, which is your blood pressure, your temperature, and also your pulse, is checked every few hours throughout your whole stay. Bloods are also taken repeatedly to check that, you know, everything's okay. And should there be any other issues or any concerns, you can be taken for an MRI or an X-ray should that need to happen. So you are in safe hands. So yeah, I look forward to getting home and recovering.